end up being the champion before I even expected it.
Yeah, what did you think? I mean, the fight lasted 2.5 minutes, basically. What do you remember thinking watching the fight?
I said before it, when he was walking out, I said, Charles looks nervous. I thought it straight away, and Ilia looked very calm.
Yeah.
I've been saying, win or lose, me and Paddy are going to handle this sanitizer business. Were you prepared to come over the rail? Or did you know you were going to be face-to-face with him tonight?
Yeah, I'm always prepared. I'm always ready to do that. Like, we've got history, you know what I mean? You don't even need to, like, sell that fight. It sells itself. Like, two people who genuinely dislike each other. You don't really get that. We haven't seen that since, like, Khabib and McGregor.
Right.
Two people who actually hate each other, because I hate him. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even want to finish him fast. I'd want to finish him with a minute left in the fight after I've elbowed him 700 times. You know what I mean? I'd want to disfigure him.
When he touched you, could you tell anything in that moment? Did you feel his strength? Was there anything when he actually made contact with you?
He didn't get a big push. Like, he only done a little one, but he feels weak. You know what I mean? And as I say, I'm like, he's like there.
He was smaller than you,
Small.
meaningfully. What do you weigh right now?
I'm about 195.
You look good. You look good.
Yeah.
What do you think about fighting somebody that you hate? Have you experienced that in the past? Because that can bring out a different side.
Oh,
It's a big word.
Like, you know, fighting with a lot of emotion, how do you handle that?
I've done it before in my amateur days when I fought someone from a rival gym. Like, it wasn't as personal, but it was big for our city, you know what I mean? I was fighting someone in a gym where we hated each other, and there was a bit of a history. So I'm more motivated when I'm like that, especially the fact that everyone thinks I'll lose. You know what I mean? Everyone thinks that I'll lose. 9 out of 10 people probably think he'll knock me out. And I love proving people wrong. It just gives me this warm, fuzzy feeling inside, just making people eat their own words.
And what has that been like for you? Because you have been keenly aware of the doubt against Bobby Green. And on your way up, people saying, Paddy's fun, he's got a fun haircut, and he's got a great accent, and he's this exotic, really fun guy, but he just doesn't have it. And you've proved him wrong, because you've proven that you have it enough to maybe book this fight for a title next.
Well, people always said I'm not top level, like it was I won't get ranked at first and I won't get top 10. Ends up doing both. People have always said I'll never be champion, but
Brendan, would you mind? This is just a fan of me, real fast, Paddy. But if I can get ahead of something, Sarukian is going to try to get this fight back. Sarukian's going to try to step in and say, I was the alternate. What would you say to Sarukian when he comes in and tries to get the fight with Ilia? What would you respond?
Sarukian, you can go and weigh in as an alternate again, you little...
There we go. The message pretty simple. Here's a fun thing I learned on International Fight Week when I sat with Paddy the Baddy at UFC X. The hand sanitizer bottle, Trev. You know where it is?
No.
It's a next generation gym.
It's in the gym. Did you autographed it?
I've written on it, Mr. Hand Sanitizer Boy, and signed it.
That's quite a nice prop to bring to a press conference.
You know what?
We're going to see it?
I will bring that.
What would that go for on
there we
eBay,
go.
by the way? I want it. I want that
value
bottle.
just keeps increasing, but
it does.
After the fight, maybe
It'll increase even more when I finish him.
We'll see. And I mean, the fight fans cannot wait to see you back in action all the time. It's been a pleasure to see you this week, Paddy. And safe travels, and have a great camp. And can't wait till we see you in the Octagon.
I cannot wait. I can't be booked with anyone else now. That's simple as that. I am fighting him next.
Yes.
And I am going to take his little head off for him.
Paddy's call-out of Topuria has the MMA world buzzing with speculation. The bad blood between these two is nothing new. It traces back to their infamous clash at UFC London, where drinks were tossed, insults exchanged, and security forced to intervene. Ever since, the rivalry has been simmering just below the surface.
But we always knew he was a good fighter, know what I mean? Like, that's sort of what pisses me off about him. Even though I hate him and I think he's a bellend, like, I wouldn't lie and say he's a shit fighter, because he's not. But that's what he says about me. And it made me laugh when he said, what did he say? He called me fat. That's like, lad, you can't make your weight division anymore that you are champion of, and you're trying to call me fat. He's a midget, lad. He's tiny. He's smaller than Michael Chandler. You'll see what I do to Michael Chandler next Saturday night when I dismantle him, and it'll be a very similar game plan to beat Ilia. He's small, he walks forward, swinging shots. I'll kick him up and down the octagon, and I'll either knock him out or submit him. Like, that fight's there down the line. No, 100%. That fight's got to happen. That's a fight that you can have as a pay-per-view main event with no title on the line.
That gives me like chills just thinking about that. The press conferences and shit, that'd be crazy.
The press. They'd have to do a world tour for that, like they did with Aldo McGregor. That'd be fucking hilarious. Yeah, Ilia, it's there anytime. Know what I mean? Anytime, lad.
What excites me more is the fight with Paddy.
Really?
Yeah, that fight excites me even more. And if they could put that fight in Spain, in the Bernabeu Stadium,
Ooh.
I know that Dana doesn't like to put the events in the stadium, but that's the only stadium in the world that they can close the roof.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And this prepared for that kind of...
How many people?
80,000.
You took aim at all the big dogs of the division, right? But a lot of people are interested in seeing you and Ilia Topuria fight because there's a lot of history, right? There's a whole thing built into it. So I guess where does he fit, and like how do you see you two crossing paths? Because right now it just seems like, at least in the immediate future, he's not in your plans. Maybe I'm wrong, but I guess where does he fit in this whole picture?
To be honest, I forgot about him. I forgot all about him. Or I would have mentioned him in the cage. You know what I mean? I don't call him hand sanitizer boy anymore. He's now El Chirito. But as I said, I literally forgot all about him. That's how relevant he is. I'm ranked higher than he is at lightweight. So, you know, I'd love to welcome him to 155. But apparently he's sitting out and waiting for the title shot. But, you know, that what I've just done to Chandler's after blueprint to beating him. He's even more of a midget than Chandler is. Like, I'll do the exact same thing to Ilia than what I've done to Chandler.
And with Topuria riding the wave of his biggest momentum yet, Paddy's challenge comes across as more than just personal. It's a statement aimed at the entire lightweight division. Topuria's dismantling of Oliveira wasn't simply a win. It was a dominant display of composure and control against one of the sport's most dangerous veterans. The performance has fans and analysts alike labeling him a future champion, with some even speculating he could be the man to finally dethrone Islam Makhachev.
He fought this dude Jai Herbert, and he went up to 155 for that fight. He gets head kicked 99 times out of 100. It's like the beginning of the end. He scrambled, got a hold of him. If he was standing up, Jai Herbert could have caught him with a bunch of other shots and put him away. Next round, sent him into the dark lands. I mean, literally slept him, face planted him, and walk-off KO. Topuria's terrifying. But I like what you were saying, Topuria versus Oliveira. Oliveira.
Your first introduction at 55. He's kind of the, you know,
Oliveira,
king
so
of 55
tall
and dangerous.
So dangerous everywhere. Dangerous striking. Huge reach advantage.
Yeah. But if you're Topuria, you're not going to go up to 55 without some sort of guarantee. Because remember, he's giving up the belt, so he's not getting pay-per-view points.
But it's his idea.
Well, because the weight cut's too tough.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Ilia Topuria is one of the absolute best fighters in the world. He's the current UFC featherweight champion, and the dude is just phenomenal. One of the things that's phenomenal about him is his technique. His technique is perfect. No fat in his technique. There's no wasted movement. So when an opportunity presents itself, everything is so fast because the technique is so streamlined. Look at how he hits the pads. See how he's moving his head when the guy throws punches? The fucking speed of that. Look at the hand. Look at the hand speed. Incredible. I mean, if you know how difficult that is to do and do it that fast, I mean, these are like 5, 6 punches. So dangerous. When he hits you, it's different than anybody, especially with his hands. His boxing is so high level. Because Ilia has superior technique. His hooks are perfect. His distance management is perfect. He's just really, really good. And he's the new guard, right? Like every generation comes up with a new guy who's a new high water mark of technique. He doesn't have any disadvantages. He doesn't have any weaknesses, man. There's people that are thinking maybe he's the best pound for pound fighter alive. It's close. He might be
a good friend of mine. I've known him since his first UFC fight. And since he got in, I was telling the world, this guy's going to be a champion. I don't know when, because Max had the belt and then Volkanovski, and I was like, those are tough asks of anybody. But brother, did he fucking above and beyond show me, man? Because
his confidence is next level.
Oh my god! And I've trained with him numerous times. You know, when you go with somebody, it's just dense. It's not even that they're throwing hard. You're just working out, but you can feel this dude, his bones weigh extra fucking 50 pounds than everybody else. You know, he's just a dense fucker. So since I was training with him, wrestling with him, I'm like, man, fuck, this guy hits 170 pound and he's 145. And I was telling people that back then. So it's just, obviously in the fight, you don't know if he's gonna get to connect, but I always in the back of my mind, if this guy connects on these 45 pounders, bro, he's gonna change him up. Because I remember feeling his power when I'm at 170, 3-4 weeks away from a fight, and I'm like, this guy could crack, for real, he could fucking crack, you know?
Why? It's not fair for 155 pounds.
Right.
But if he move up and he beat somebody like Chandler, of this.
Yeah.
And I think, you know what I think? Yeah. I think he can beat him.
Yeah.
Yo, Henry.
Woo! Tell that ain't fire kush.
Hey, 100%. This is exactly how I feel. Exactly how I feel. Yes, I do believe Ilia Topuria can win that fight. You see it. Charles Oliveira gets hurt in a lot of fights, and he gets dropped in a lot of fights. And so now you throw in a guy like Ilia that doesn't just hurt you, he will get you out of there, that mixes up the attack, goes to the body, goes to the head. I think Ilia is the favorite in that fight. Taking nothing away from Charles Oliveira. Charles is very, very dangerous, and Charles is very, very good. But I think Ilia is a favorite in that fight, and I think 100% he goes out there and he gets through Charles Oliveira. You 100%, he's next for that.
With Paddy jumping into the mix, the rivalry has taken on an even more personal edge. He didn't mince words, making it clear he's unfazed by Topuria's rise and promising that if the UFC books the matchup, he'll silence him once and for all.
C317 has come and gone, and obviously the big story, guys, Ilia Topuria. He defeats Charles Oliveira, third straight knockout over a legend. He's now a 2-division champion. He gets his moment with the 2 belts. He does it in the first round. He was literally on this program a week ago, and I'm not just saying it was exclusive to us. He told anyone who would listen, anyone who wanted to speak to him, I'm knocking this guy in the first round out. And it's look, it's very easy to make the comparisons to Conor McGregor. People do that all the time, but I'm making the comparison to the rise of Conor, not because of his trash talk. That's usually what people lean towards. It's because we have not seen this level of confidence and this level of like, I'm going to manifest this. I'm going to put it out there and I'm going to back it up. And he does it, dare I say, at a whole other level, because he says with the confidence of someone who's going on a walk to go get some coffee, yeah, I'm just going to knock him out. And then he walks up to him at the face-offs and says, I'm sorry it had to be you. And then you see him on Friday night celebrating the victory. The Friday before the fight, he's there with his family in a scene that you often see on the Saturday night after a fight, celebrating the victory. He does all this stuff time and again, and he backs it up. And every time it's more lethal, more dangerous, more impressive. And I was wondering why, at least for me, this hit. It hits so well. It like, not because I wanted to see Charles lose, but just to see it play out like this, to see him back it all up on this stage, on this weekend, International Fight Week, which usually is the week where the UFC tries to, make a star or at least showcase a star. Conor benefited from it, etc. And then it hit me. It was very obvious. It's very, very obvious.
Tell me.
It's been a pretty shitty week leading up to this point. The whole narrative, and I contributed to it. I had to contribute to it, was the fight that didn't happen. The biggest fight of the year did not happen and is not going to happen. And a guy who considers himself the GOAT backed away and decided not to do what you're supposed to do and fight the guy and just gave up the belt. That was the lead into this. Let's be honest, it overshadowed a lot of what was planned for Saturday. And here comes Ilia with a smile on his face. He walks out like someone who has a sheepish smile on his face, like they're about to accept an award. You know when someone like is like, oh, you're the winner of the Emmys, and you're like, that's how he walks out. And he does that to Charles Oliveira, and he gets the 2 belts, and he has the rose, and you just feel like this is the guy. This is the new #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in my opinion, and Uncrowned has backed it up. Uncrowned.com just put out those. There is no denying he is the biggest superstar in the UFC. There is no denying that he is only going to get bigger. And lastly, I'll just say what's so refreshing about this, very quickly in the Conor run, it was, and I don't blame him for it, but it was just a big part of the narrative. I want this, I want equity, he doesn't do any of that. He's just like, I'm here, this is beautiful, I won the belt in the training, I collected in the fight. Like, he continues to nail it every time. And even this morning, he puts out that he's having a reality show on HBO Max, I believe in Spain, because it's in Spanish. It is mesmerizing to watch him compete. I'm in awe of this guy.
You can't look away. It's must-see television at this point. Everything that you just mentioned, all the accolades that he's received in comparison to Conor, becoming a 2-division champion, knocking people out, superstars, knocking out legends of the game. On top of all of that, he's 17-0. He's representing Spain. He's bringing a championship to them as well.
I wish they would do that Topuria versus Paddy fight. I know it's different weight classes, but the beef's there.
I mean, just the levels are they're just so different. And the UFC knows that. They're not stupid.
I feel like Paddy literally is way bigger than Ilia. I'm not saying he'd win or lose. I'm just saying it's crazy to think they're only one weight class difference, but he's way bigger.
Yeah, but if you saw Paddy on weight, close to weight, you'd be like, oh, he's not that huge.
I think you would be like, holy shit, these guys look way different. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Just the
Paddy's a
height?
big guy. Yeah, height, just everything. Like me and Schmitty standing next to each other. Way bigger than them.
While some fans are dismissing Paddy's call-out as delusional, others are embracing the chaos, because this is exactly the type of rivalry the UFC loves to spotlight. Two larger-than-life personalities, two undefeated surges, and a grudge that's been brewing for years. Topuria hasn't fired back yet, but given his history, silence won't last long. He's never ignored a challenge. And with his stock higher than ever, a matchup with Paddy could be a blockbuster. The drama, the history, the emotion, it's all there. Still, from a pure competitive standpoint, this would be the biggest test of Paddy's career. Topuria has looked downright dangerous in every outing, with grappling, striking, and fight IQ that already draw comparisons to the elite of the sport.
You're right here. Just one quick one for me. Last week we were over at the PI at your open workout and you had a Q&A, and when you were asked about Paddy, you said he needs to win one more fight, and now tonight you're saying
I was very excited tonight.
So does he need to win one more fight, or is that who you want? You're going to tell the UFC you want next?
I don't know. Someone from my team told me that Dana was a little bit angry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That he said that.
He said that if he was there, he would not have let that happen.
Yeah, but he wasn't there. So, mate, that has to happen.
English, yeah?
Hey.
Speak English.
You want to talk to me like the man to man? You said something about me. I went to your country. I slapped your face. I get at the wasting win. I was like a king in your street.
Are you talking English?
And what you did? What you
Is that
did,
English?
Man? Yeah, of course I
Speak
do.
English for the people.
Shut up.
Not German or Spanish like you're from.
I'm talking in English, and fuck you in English. Y que te follen en español.
Yeah, Espanol, because you're Spanish.
Yeah.
You pretend to be Georgian when you're not. You were born in Germany and you live in Spain.
Try to do it.
You were born in Germany and you live in Spain. You're a little mongrel.
Shut up.
That's what you are. You're a little mongrel.
Shut up. If not, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna crash your face right here.
Do it then, you little fart.
You have
another question? Do it. Do it then, you little What? Do it. Do it. Come on, do something then. Do something, stand up. What'll you do? You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing, you little fart. Go and sit back down. Sit back down, you little puta.
Pussy.
Fuck.
Everything you talk.
Little mushroom. You little chorizo, you Spanish sausage.
Tell us your side of the story. Why did that happen yesterday at the hotel?
So it didn't happen because he told me something yesterday. It comes from a long time ago, once in Twitter, and he posted like, now I understand why Russia destroyed Georgia, because you are dumps. And it makes my blood boil. You know, when I saw, I was like surprised. I didn't believe when I saw that tweet, because in 2008, I was living in Georgia when that war happened. And it was a very difficult time for me, for my family, for all my friends, for my country. You know, a lot of innocent people, kids were dying in that war. And see how someone is joking about that, it makes my blood boil.
As I said, no, I beat him up, and I reckon I'd proper hate him and just shut everyone up even more, like I love to do.
This time next year, for both of you, where would you like to be, so individually?
Oh, well, I think I'd be undisputed champion. I think
with a defence.
Yeah, with a defence, definitely. I think them stars could just align it works out, you know, and just that could be done like early next year. Paddy winning the title, easy. Well, maybe even this year.
If Ilia wins and says he wants to fight me, the UFC will make that fight.
I think so,
because they know it's a money fight. I don't know I'd beat him up. We've already talked about a game plan to beat him up. I don't know how to beat him. No one goes for his weaknesses when he fights up. Everyone just tries to have a boxing match with him. Yeah. I'm not gonna come out and have a boxing match with him. I'm gonna beat him with me all-round MMA game, and I reckon I'd proper hate him and just shut everyone up even more, like I love to do.
If the UFC makes this fight, It could either propel Paddy into the elite tier or reveal the gaps in his game. The real question is, has he taken on more than he can handle? Or could he be the one fighter capable of rattling Topuria and throwing him off his rhythm? Let us know what you think in the comments, because this matchup has all the makings of a showdown for the ages.